Have you ever been under the stars or wherever in nature and felt like this tiny little speck in the grand scheme of the universe? Or even looked at pictures and went, wow. Or heard music that just felt amazing and moved you somehow? I think most of us probably have, and they call those experiences awe. But how do we harness that feeling of awe and all the things that it can do for us without feeling so tiny and alone in the universe? In my experience, awe can be amazing. Like, wow, I feel so uplifted and connected. And sometimes awe doesn't feel that way for me. So I've traveled to the forests of Oregon and waited patiently for it to not be pouring rain so we can talk about the science of awe and how we might be able to use it to its fullest benefit. So philosophers have talked about awe for centuries, but in the world of Western science and research, it's relatively new, like maybe the last 15 or 20 years. Researchers have looked at the components of awe, and one of them is this idea of perceived vastness. So the sense of something being so big in relationship to us. It's often physically, literally huge, like the Grand Canyon. But sometimes it's just a perception of something that's awe-inspiring, like a person that feels so big or important or full of wisdom that you're thrilled by what they have to say or even by being in their presence. The second component of awe is that somehow it has to exceed our expectations. Like, wow, I didn't see that coming. Or it makes us change the way we see the world. Even for a moment, we feel differently about what we experience. So when we have that experience of awe, we can be impacted in a bunch of physical ways. For example, you know that feeling of getting the chills and like, wow, that just gave me goosebumps. Some studies have shown that a sense of awe can decrease markers of chronic inflammation in our bodies. Awe can make us feel like we have what they call small self. So it makes us feel really small in comparison to the universe. It can give people a sense that they have more available time. It can make people feel more connected and caring and even giving. Researchers who exposed people to experiences of awe found that they were more likely to help those around them immediately after that. Awe can make us shift away from all the stuff that we have, materialism, and overall it can just put us in a better mood. But sometimes when I experience awe, it impacts me in a really different way. For example, when I go to the Oregon coast, I experience awe. And I don't know if you've been there or not, but the Oregon coast is magical. It's majestic. It is big, of course, it's the ocean, right? But it's not like those light blue, calm, warm, kind of tropical oceans or beaches. It's darker and stormier a lot, not always, but a lot. And it feels really wild and rough and untamed. It feels really powerful, really indifferent, and really strong. When I look at that scene, I feel awe, but I also feel a little bit lonely and almost, I don't know, sad or apart from everything else. Now, I have a really different experience when I look up at the stars. When I look up at the Oregon night sky, sometimes there's just a few stars. They're kind of sprinkled about and it's beautiful. And sometimes there is a blanket, an absolute just expanse of amazingness in front of me. And when I look up at the stars, I don't feel sad and alone. I feel inspired. I do feel small, but I feel small in a grand scheme. Like I am somehow connected in a way that feels really magical. The difference in my experience of awe got me thinking, why would I be so impacted in such different ways from different settings? And yeah, maybe it means I'm just messed up in yet another way that I'm not aware of. It's altogether possibly true. But one thing that stood out to me was that I have a really different focus between the two experiences. When I look out at that cold, dark water, I'm focusing on the vastness. I'm focusing on the whole body of water and almost a sense of nothingness. And when I look at that, I feel alone. Like it's so indifferent, like it would wash me away in a heartbeat. It's beautiful, but I feel disconnected. When I look up at the stars, I'm not focusing on the emptiness, I'm looking at the stars, little flashes of white light. And when I see them, I almost see myself, like I could be a little flash of white light, like I'm one little flash with them. Now, I'm not saying that water is bad and stars are good. I'm not even saying that everybody has the same experience as me. I'm sure they don't. What I am saying is that this could be a metaphor of how we live our lives. When we focus on the big expanse of nothingness, on the thing that doesn't care, on something that feels really cold and disconnected, we lose our sense of being with something bigger than us. Our sense of hope and meaning can diminish in that experience. When we focus on the things that connect with us, the things that are kind of like us, even in very abstract ways, we can enhance a sense of closeness and hope. Connection in our awe experience leaves us in a better place. The bottom line is we get to choose where we focus in awe and in life. I'll let you think about that for a bit. And here's one extra idea for you. If you'd like to focus on brain health and quality of life for 5 minutes a week, feel free to subscribe to the This Beautiful Brain newsletter so that those ideas can be delivered right to you. The link is in the description below. Thanks for coming out with me today, and I hope you go find some awe in your life too. Bye.